Hi everyone, and welcome to another in the series of videos covering the main topics in how to use Foxtrot NDIS to manage your NDIS supports. Now this video covers the topic of adding a plan manager, and in this video what we'll do is we'll create a new plan manager, and then we'll add a relationship from our participant that we created in an earlier video to that plan manager. So this could just as easily apply to support coordinators and to GPs and other professional contacts, where we create them as a customer and then we create a relationship from our participant to that professional contact. So let's get started. So to add a professional contact, we use a different process to what we used for adding a new participant. So under this hamburger menu, first of all, let's talk about what not to do. Under this hamburger menu, there's an add customer option. That's not good because it won't capture enough information, and also it doesn't do a duplicate check. So I suggest strongly that you don't use that. In fact, I can't think of any circumstance where you'd want to use it. But participant intake, great for participants, but not for other professional contacts. The way we add them is and you can see here what we have the customer record open for an existing participant, Jill Lynch, and now we want to add a relationship to her plan manager, but the plan manager has not yet been created. So we need to go to the search screen. So down the bottom here, search option takes us back to the very front screen you come to when you log into Foxtrot, the search screen, and this time we'll select option New Customer. And let's create, the objective here is to create a plan manager. So let's create a plan manager called, let's say it's Everyday Plan. And we'll do a search here. So this is forcing us to search before we can add them, just to prove that they haven't already been existed. So this avoids duplicates, which is a pretty important thing to do. So in this case, they're an organization with the name Everyday Plan. There's their name. We can enter their address if we want. I'll skip over that, but I will add communications to them. So let's say they've got a phone number, a mobile phone that's a private number, and very importantly an email address, because we'll be needing to send the invoices to them for supports when we run the billing. So I'll finish and save that. And you can see that as soon as I've done that, the new customer record automatically opens in Foxtrot, and we've got a customer record for Everyday Plan, and they are created with a status of professional contact. We actually want them to be a plan manager, so let's change that status, because status represents the type of customer that they are. So we'll change that to plan manager, and we'll click save. And the other thing we'll do is in their comms tab, we'll designate a billing and email address. So this will tell the system that when you have an invoice to send to this plan manager, this is the email address you want to send it to. So under internet addresses, email assignment, billing, select the email that you want to send the invoices to and click assign. If there's only one email address, incidentally, the system will automatically use that. So you don't actually need to do this, but it's good practice, I think. So now we've got a new plan manager sitting there waiting to be used. And I'll now use recent searches to open our participant, because we want to add this relationship always from the participant perspective. That way we get the relationship the right way around. So Jill Lynch, our new participant, added in an earlier video. There she is. Pops up a message which we set up earlier also, that she has a big dog. That's added as a note in the name and notes tab if you're wondering. And under the more tab we can create relationships. So click on relationships. There's no relationships there. I want to add a new relationship, and I want to add a has plan manager relationship. And down here I can find the plan manager by simply coming down to this customer field here in the middle and starting to type their name. And with a bit of luck, Everyday Plan, the system will find them and suggest them as an option. We'll choose them, And that's all I need to do. Click save. And we've now got a relationship to a plan manager. And while we're here, let's add some other relationships. So you'll see here that we can add relationships to a support coordinator, has support coordinator. Well, there's also a catch-all relationship type here called has contact. That's great for GPs and other medical and professional contacts. There's a Dr. Brown in the system. So let's say that John Brown is the GP. And in the case of GPs, we can indicate a little bit more information that they're a GP, and we could add a label here if we wanted to add some extra data. Probably not necessary, but in this case, but I'll do that, Jill's GP, and save that. And now we've got two relationships, one to a plan manager and one to a GP. And so that is how we add relationships and to professional contacts. We use them to link a person to, as I just said, to their professional contacts. And once you've done that, the last thing I want to show you is the client contacts report, which can be found up here on the quick access click bar. If we click on that report, it will open up in a new tab. And what we will have is all of the contacts for Jill, her family and friends, and all of her professional contacts. So you can see here in the report at the top, in the top section here, these are all the phone numbers, internet, email addresses, and the street address for Jill and her family and friends. And then in the section further down below, the system has pulled in, and by the way, these fields at the top here have been pulled in from the comms tab. The fields down the bottom here, the contacts down the bottom, have been pulled in by the system following through the relationship to those other contacts, those other customer records, and pulling in their phone numbers and email addresses into this one report. So all of Jill's contacts, family, friends, and professional contacts are here in this one place. If you want to produce a single page report of all of the contact information. And the last thing to point out, I think, is that at the very top of this screen, the first contact is always the emergency contact. And in this case, it's a phone number for her sister Fran. So that's all I have. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this useful, and let's catch up somewhere further down the line.